Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 237 of Ask Vidas and Ausra podcast. This question was sent by Jeremy and he writes, I'm trying to speed up the fourth movement of the Suite Gothique by Leon Boellmann. I'm planning on playing the entire work for church in 2 or 3 weeks. Chorale and Minuet for Prelude, prayer for Offertory, and Toccata as Postlude. I've played the prayer a couple of times as preludes or offertories over the past year. I've got the Toccata up to 100 to the quarter note. Any tips on speeding it up? So this is one of the most popular toccatas for organ, right, Ausra?
It is, yes, and one of the probably less complicated.
People who want to start playing French toccatas probably would need to practice this first.
Yes, this is a good piece for starters. So how would you speed it up?
My classical method of learning the piece or any type of organ composition up to speed is this. At first I learn the music. If I cannot do this all parts together, then I do parts separately and do then combinations of 2 lines and then 3 parts all together. How does it sound so far?
Yes, it sounds good. We ever think what I'm thinking, because as was mentioned in the question that there is not so much time left, actually. I don't know if he will be able to push up the tempo a lot. But I'm thinking, about that theme of this toccata. And for me, it seems that if we would compare various toccatas, this one is not as fast as some others, I would say. Definitely not as fast as, for example, Durufle's toccata from the Suite.
Right. I remember playing this piece when I was a student in early stages at the Academy of Music in Vilnius. So I presume that Jeremy by now can play the piece with all parts together. And he writes that he can do that about 100 beats per minute. So that's good. So if you can do, let's say slowly, but all parts together, then the next stage that I suggest is to start playing at the concert tempo, whatever it is in your opinion, maybe 120, maybe not too fast. I think 120 is probably maximum I would suggest for people who have not played for decades and many instruments before.
Yes.
With not too much of experience.
True.
So play this piece in a concert tempo, but only a shortest fragment imaginable, maybe 1/4 note, 1 beat at the concert tempo, and then stop. And then you have to look and imagine what's ahead, 1 beat further, and then you prepare for that beat and then play it also very fast, and then stop again at the next beat. And so you do several times entire piece while stopping every beat. What do you think, Ausra?
Yes, this is, exactly your method, how you work. Not exactly my method, but it could work, I think, very well.
What would you suggest, Ausra?
As always, as I told 100 times, I would work in combinations. I would probably, find the places where I would place, accents rightly, and definitely I would sing that melody in the bass. This would help me.
My method is for very patient people, right?
True, and I don't have such a patience.
Then I would play a longer fragment, maybe 2 beats, and then stop. And then 4 beats, so basically 1 measure, then 2 measures at a time, then maybe entire line, then 2 lines, then 1 page, then 2 pages, then 4 pages, and then the entire piece, I believe.
True. I think it's also nice if you don't have an access to the organ all the time, but you have an access to the piano. For this particular toccata, it's nice to play the hand part, manual part on the piano, and then to sing that bass.
Right.
It would work, I think, nicely.
What's the reason people cannot play fast?
Well, lack of probably muscle strength in their fingers.
Finger independence?
Finger independence, coordination problem between hand and feet. Also could be some inner problems, like afraid of fast tempo too. Some people are afraid of fast tempos. So it could be also a little bit psychological, because fast tempo, often we think that it's something very hard, and I guess that this thought sort of gives us more struggle.
I see.
Don't you think so?
Right. I agree with you. Because speed is a very relative thing.
True. And also I think if you would listen to YouTube recordings, in many of those there are such a fast tempo, if we are talking about toccatas or some other virtuosic pieces. But not everybody has to play at the same tempo, because if you are technically very capable, yes, then play it very fast, as you can. But if you are making mistakes, if you are not ready yet, then you will just sound comic. And you will make people laugh out of yourself.
So I think Jeremy can play 100 beats per minute in a stable tempo without making too many mistakes.
Because sometimes when an organist is not ready to play in as fast tempo as he or she wants, and he still tries to do it, it sounds comic.
Yeah.
So you need to take such a tempo that you could still be able to control things.
Also, people who can't play fast usually don't practice much on the piano. And maybe I'm wrong, but it could be that Jeremy has an electronic organ at home.
It could be also, electronic organ doesn't help so much.
Unless they have some keyboard with resistance. True. Which is quite rare, right? A recent innovation, I think.
Because it's harder, to develop your finger muscles while playing electronic keyboard.
Remember our friend Paulus, who works in Saint Joseph's Parish here in Vilnius? He actually complains sometimes that he has to play Allen digital organ.
Isn't it Johannes?
Oh yeah, Johannes. Yeah, Johannes.
Johannes, yes.
But still digital and very easy to depress keys. and then he has to play sometimes on mechanical action organs, like at St. John's Church or in the cathedral. And whenever he comes over, he is very much, I think, stressed out about the strength needed, right?
True.
So a real organ with real resistance is, I think, a beautiful thing. So people should spend as much time as possible on with playing on real instruments, plus piano too, because it's a real thing.
Yes, I agree.
And then their technique will develop much faster, and the speed, getting up to speed, will not be a big problem. Yeah.
True.
So, guys, please apply our tips in your practice. We certainly know they work for us, and we hope it will work for you too. And please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. This was Vidas.
And Ausra,
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.